So to give you a backstory on this, me being a big Critical Mark fan, I almost said friend. I don't know the fucking guy. He doesn't know me either. So we're not gonna go that far, buddy. Anyway, I'm not your buddy, friend. I ain't your friend, guy. So this guy named Jeff Censored did a video on Critical saying he was normalizing porn and his white shirt was like a meaning of something or some shit. And Critical wanted to do a video of it, but I think by the time he was going to, the video got pulled. I think his channel got took down. Jeff Censored. The video gets re-uploaded. He ends up finding Jeff, and they end up having Jeff on his podcast, and it's the most batshit episode you could ever listen to. The conspiracies this guy throws out, and it's one of those. How did this man lived? Because apparently he passed away. If he's actually dead, I don't know. I have my own theories, but I'm not going to share those here. I just want to watch this video because I've always heard about it. So let's do it.
Porn, the great weapon that is being used to destroy monogamous relationships, families, men and women. It's quite a weapon. It's quite evil, and it's being pushed everywhere. And so we're going to give an example here using this character, Penguin Zoe. Who is a shill on YouTube, who is always dressed in white and black, of course, to represent the base consciousness. And here he is programming his listeners into how wonderful porn is and what a great thing it is and how all our lives benefit from it. This is every day on YouTube. Popular YouTubers are doing this type of shit. So I'm going to show this YouTube community, and you're not going to allow a copyright strike or a community guideline strike because this is important stuff. I'm trying to protect the youth and kids from this type
Critical
of
wouldn't have done that
normalization
anyway.
of porn consumption, and inform people about what they're doing. So
Jeff admits on the podcast that he was wrong in this video, and what's as weird as it sounds, he always even though it was a lot of dancing around questions and shit. He admits, he goes, no, I am wrong. I'm never always right. So I was wrong about Charlie, obviously. But let's just watch.
So we're going to listen into this. I'm just going to show you how it's done. And if you're not familiar with this guy, he's got 3.2 million subscribers on YouTube. He's got millions of followers around the world. He puts out a tweet, it gets 100,000 retweets. It's just ridiculous. And he plays video games. So he plays video games for a living on Twitch and shit, and he comes on YouTube and he puts up these types of bullshit story videos. They're just completely concocted, and they're just to help normalize the agenda.
I love the idea that a guy who makes a career out of just talking about stupid shit has a actual fucking what is that called? When you watch those weird videos, like Poppy did those kind of videos where it was a message and people were able to decipher the message. Oh God, I can't remember the term, but yeah, I love the idea that a guy talking about sucking his own dick has a deeper meaning than what it actually is of a story of how a man failed to suck his own dick.
Normalize the sexual confusion, the depopulation, the sexual degeneracy.
Degenerates.
The consumption of porn, the consumption
I'm a degenerate, look at me.
The consumption of video games, the suspended childhood, all the things that I've been showing everyone for years, if people were paying attention, these people are up to. So we're going to listen into this. Let's take it away here, penguins.
Porn, the great uniter, the one force that ties strangers to strangers.
Jeff, your audio sucks. What are you doing, man?
The great uniter, the one force that ties strangers to strangers. What a wonderful, wholesome, nutritious thing porn is.
Nutritious. His mic's terrible too.
The one thing
every human being has in common. When Philip DeFranco, Philip DeFucktar, more aptly called, normalizes, when Chunk Yogurt and all these characters within the media, Zionist, New World Order shills within the media, normalize porn and the consumption of porn, they're actually committing an extreme act of evil.
I assume you guys are hearing him a lot better than I am right now.
This is the whole thing. It's like half the internet is porn. Who runs the porn industry? Look into the corporation called MindGeek, which is run out of here in Montreal. It's quite nasty. And porn is pushing all these things. One of the biggest things that porn pushes is interracial and all that, and especially when it comes to white and black, which is another way to just really program a lot of people into all kinds of nasty things. It's really crazy what they're doing with the porn.
Wait,
industry.
what?
Quite.
Porn pushes the fact that I fell in love. I just haven't fallen in love with someone who's black. Like what?
Almost the same what they're doing with YouTube and Facebook and everything else. The normalization of this just confusion and degeneracy and turning inside out and upside down. It's all over the place. But yeah, let's play that little part again.
No, please. We get it.
I'm not sure if you can spot that behind him is a character from the Phantom Menace. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that character. And
I'm glad you know that.
That he is pantomiming.
Wait. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta mute myself because I keep hearing the fans in the background. Hang on.
This group that he is pantomiming. I don't think it's any accident. Just like I don't think any of the black and white is an accident. Not at all. This is all part of your programming. These people are evil. They really are. And
well, of course, it's a part of the Of course, he's wearing a white shirt for a it's his thing, but yeah.
Just look at the way it's like everyone is united. Everybody watches porn. Everybody consumes it. Everybody loves it. Enjoy your programming, is what they're saying.
I do.
It's really quite evil. And there's no way YouTube would ever come in and censor a person like this. These people are basically YouTube employees.
He's not, but all right.
They get millions and millions of views. They make shit tons of money. Now, this guy doesn't have to be in a shitty room with a shitty setup with a white t-shirt on. This is all part of the act because they're pantomiming what a typical sort of, 20-something, 30-something-year-old gamer who's been heavily conditioned, heavily programmed might exist like. Right? It's quite devious. Talking about OCD as well, normalizing mental illness. Let's talk about your mental illness. You see this, all these agendas coming forth. Like it's just perfectly normal for somebody to have OCD. Well, I have OCD. I have depression. I have this. I have that. I have bipolar. I have attention deficit. I have this. I have that. I take pills. Normalize it. Come out. Talk about it.
What's wrong with that? Yes, it is normal. And I made the argument with my dad once, because he made up a great point. He goes, well, I never noticed any of this stuff when I was your age. And it's like, well, yeah, no one talked about it. And he's like, oh, you got me there. You know?
Watching the exact same lesbian porn video for the better part of 2 years. So this just came out.
It happens.
Probably has quite a bit more views by now.
I think it's probably got 1 million by now, knowing Critical.
You'll probably get 500,000 or more.
It takes him 20 minutes to watch a 5-minute video. It's going to take me a half hour to watch a 30-minute video.
Huge influence. Zillions of people.
Ignore me, I'm an
supposedly.
idiot.
I mean, of course, a lot of this is artificial. A lot of this astroturf to make it seem like the illusion that everyone's buying into this and everyone loves it. And somebody wrote a comment here, so technically he watched gay porn for 2 years straight.
Yes.
Remember just recently, Logan Paul, go gay for a month, hashtag, right?
Fuck Logan Paul.
Go gay for a month. And then, the
No, okay.
said, well,
Logan Paul is a piece of shit. Ignore it. Fucking, he does it because he's a dick. But whatever.
Are you really doing that? Mom, what are you watching, son? Me,
I hate fuck Logan
shows
Paul, I
video.
can't lie.
Mom, nice of you to support the homeless. Proud of you. I watched the same porn video for 2 years. Here, what's happened next, and you won't believe it, right?
That's a joke.
And then his Twitch account. Now his show is MoistMeter. MM33. Always the same. Always the same with the tribe. Always the same.
Very bad OCD. Not your generic watered
I hope someone does this to me one day.
version of OCD where you move your car keys.
This makes a conspiracy video about me.
That's not fucking OCD.
And he's a pro wrestler. Look at him. It all makes sense. It's all connected.
OCD. And one of my rituals was watching the exact
And he's
same
pansexual.
lesbian
What the
porn
fuck?
for the better part of 2 years.
Not critical me. I'm
And
still
I
making the
wanna
joke
tell you
about
what
me.
happened as a result.
Nice pair of lesbians. So how many people do you think watching this are going to search that up?
Me?
Remember what I said just recently in a video where
No.
I showed here. Pornhub reveals what women are searching for in honor of International
I'd be
Women's Day,
curious
which is
about
an
that. What
affront
do
to
women
to begin
search?
with, because it's all about anything but.
What does the
being a
common
being a
female
worker,
like in
be
their
an
porn?
activist, be a Captain Marvel girl, but don't be a mother. Fight against men, fight against everything, because everything's working against you, but don't be a mother. Don't think of family.
I mean, everything is fighting against women, but I guess we don't like to talk about that.
Me time, time's up. And so the horrible porn industry, Pornhub here, reveals what women are.
Yes, the horrible porn industry. The same Pornhub that when New York got hit with blizzards, fucking, like blizzard, like legit, like to the point where like plows weren't coming out to them. Pornhub fucking hired a lot of snowplowers to hit up these certain areas that weren't getting plowed, to help neighborhoods. You know, that Pornhub, that evil Pornhub. Oh man. And it's all the fun, it's all the innuendo, let us plow you, But still.
Here's his front channel here with his creepy sort of symbolism here. This is what they're doing.
Isn't that a UFC fighter he made in a UFC game?
And you see he plays
symbolism.
video games.
Exists. I know. I get emails all the time like, hey, I found that lesbian porn they used to jerk off to. They used to haunt your fucking boners. Here it is. Yes, I know it's still on the internet.
Now
but
think about this too. There's no age restriction on this. Any kid could watch this. This guy's going to give detailed descriptions of how he masturbates and the whole.
You should also make sure your kids don't watch Critical. That's another thing.
Think about this. When I
Or you could be like me and just
top
keep your
YouTube
nephews off
videos of
YouTube.
Shane Dawson,
Like a
Tana
dick.
Mongeau getting up on top of him, pissing. Tana Mongeau watching people fuck right in front of her and
Isn't he the one that was accused for some really fucked up crime?
reacting to it live, and YouTube doesn't do a damn thing.
Well, I mean, he's dead, so I don't know if it was him. But I know he died. I don't know. I don't think he's dead. I think he might have just got off the internet and someone said he died. I don't know. Maybe someone will come forth and call me an asshole and say, no, motherfucker, he's dead. I was at his funeral. Alright, I'm sorry. It's just... When you have conspiracy nuts like this, what? You know damn well that thought would have crossed your mind. That he didn't die. That's the ordeal. But if he's dead, he's dead. I'm sorry if he's dead. If he's not dead, who knows? There was a fucking, there was a wrestling, there's a wrestling thing. There's 2 wrestling stories of people faking their deaths. One was this woman named Abby who faked her death. Abby fucking conned a shit ton of wrestling fans out of money. Because I think she was like one of those like writers for like posts. I'm totally wrong, I bet. But she was one. She actually went to jail for it. And then there was one who would cover TNA wrestling who passed away, and it was the most gorgeous fucking memorials too written for this guy. It's like this guy was always super positive about TNA. That this is legit. He was one of those fans you're like, aspire to be this guy. Don't be that negative guy. And then it came like a few years later. It came out. Oh no, he faked it. Because apparently he was reporting how he was dealing with cancer, and then finally it came out that he died from cancer, obviously, and then he kind of found out he didn't die. I don't know if the cancer was fake or if he didn't actually die. He recovered, but of course, I don't know. It's fucked up. So that's why I'm kind of like, interesting.
And he's saying in this video that for 2 years was his sexual routine. He's not talking about girlfriends. It's like there's no girlfriends. It's just a man in a room, a black and white room, every day going through the same routine.
Those walls aren't white, but alright.
Consuming his porn. Relying on lesbians, of all things, to get off.
Do you not rely on lesbians?
They want you to mimic this behavior, people. That's pretty sick.
So once I was certain that my dick was super soft, I would then sit down and get ready for the action.
Remember, there's no age restriction or anything. This is just YouTube 101. There could be little kids watching this right now.
And remember, you should also monitor little kids and what they're fucking watching.
And I'm gonna get naked and watch it and shit.
Wait, what did he say?
I'm gonna get naked. Age restriction or anything. This is just YouTube 101. There could be little kids watching this right now, listening to this, and then thinking, well, I'm gonna go and search for that video, and I'm gonna get naked and watch it and shit.
If my nephew, my oldest nephew, watched this, he would get bored and not have a clue what the fuck he's talking about. Why? And my nephew is like, fucking. This is one example because, like, I get it. All kids are different. He won't even fuck. He's the type that would swim in a t-shirt. Like, let alone like he fucking always steps into a room, gets dressed, and then comes out. You know, gets dressed in his pajamas when he stays over. Then there's my youngest nephew who just fucking peels off his clothes and throws them off. You know? Like, why would a 9-year-old think, I'm gonna watch porn? You know? There was a... You know? I guess look, kids are curious. I was curious when I was little. I found my dad's porn stash when I was 9. And I didn't know what it was, and then I watched it and go, what the fuck is happening? But, again, all kids are different, but I hate this whole, kids could be watching bullshit. Like, well, maybe you, the parent, should be watching your kids and what they're watching, okay? Okay, I get it. You trust your kid to watch shit that they should be watching as opposed to what they're not watching. YouTube is not a babysitter. YouTube is a fucking disgusting place deep down, okay?
He is fun, and I would love to remember exactly all the shit that I would say.
If you like these people, you're a bad person. You have been mind controlled. These are terrible, terrible people. I mean, this is...
I must be the worst person in the world, then.
I mean, what the fuck is this shit? Just think about this. This is perfect.
Well, I am a pro wrestler.
2019. Now, super popular channels can put out total bullshit videos telling stories about how they stroke themselves to watching lesbians fist each other up the butthole.
He's the only YouTuber that does that, but okay.
At the same fucking time, people like me can't even look at news events and examine them as they're happening. We can't even discuss whether or not we think certain events went down as the corporate media is putting out. But these guys can go on and they can, you know, wax eloquently about their fucking depraved sort of pseudo porn fantasies, which are just totally concocted, total bullshit to begin with. These characters are a dime a dozen on YouTube. They're all over YouTube. There's a gazillion of them. They do the same thing every day. They have story time. They're total bullshit stories. They lie like fucking crazy. They're just completely concocted. And they're all the stories.
Okay, look, critical stories are way too detailed and way too fucked up and there's no way someone came up with that on their own unless they actually went through it. I don't see Jacksepticeye going on YouTube and going, yeah, so I used to fist myself and come in a jar. You're like, no.
These are the same, where it's pushing the degeneracy, the sexual sort of degeneracy, the consumption of all the things that are really bad for you. The porn, first and foremost, but, you know, the video games.
Wait, what? Apparently Jacksepticeye did fist himself, according to Red in the chat. Then again, Red is also very drunk, so this could be a bullshit.
Of addiction, the suspended childhood, the fast food, the junk food, the Doritos,
I'm
the
not
Red
fisting
Bull,
you.
all that crap.
Hit up
all
Miles.
The gaming realm is pushing this shit all the time. It's mind-boggling to see how evil this shit is and how prevalent it is. It is YouTube. It's all over YouTube. It's really crazy. YouTube community, what the fuck is going on? I mean, seriously, if you're working for this corporation, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Don't you have any sort of, you know, feelings of like, wow, this is not right? There's something wrong with this? Or have you been brought up in the Rainbow Unicorn sort of New World Order mind control to the point where you actually stand and defend this type of clear shilling, clear fucking, you know, raping of people's minds? It's really, really nasty. I don't know.
I don't necessarily want to see underage me jerking himself off into the webcam or anything. I could skip that part. but I at least want to see what I was saying to the girls during the video.
Yeah, you
But
want to see
that's
that.
how
Yeah,
facial
okay.
expressions, words,
That impression, though. That was pretty spot on. I'll give you that, Jeff.
and things I would say to the girls, it was always the same. I had to make sure I said the same things to the girls. I had to make sure I made the same facial expressions. I even made sure to keep track of licking my lips. I had certain time marks where I felt I needed to lick my.
Disgusting.
Mind you all that it's not fucking there. It's a goddamn crime. It's a fucking sin what they've done removing that. But now to tie it back to the title of the video, I watched the lesbian porn for 2 years. Here's what happened. What happened is I recognized how weird it was, and I started to really combat my OCD, and I started cheating on the porno by watching other videos. I did. I'll come out and say it. I fucking cheated on that porn video and watched other ones. And that's what happened. I stopped being so fucking weird through a lot of effort to try and combat my OCD rituals. I've talked about that in the past, so I'm not going to get into how I did that or the steps I took. But that's the result of watching porn for 2 years. You feel like a fucking degenerate loser, and then eventually you stop, hopefully, if you try hard enough. But anyway, that's the story for today. Thank you all.
There you go. Normalizing the consumption of porn. And everybody else falling in line. Just...
I hate that someone's name's Lois of Trash.
It's just total brainwashing, folks. It really is. I watched lesbian kissing videos for YouTube for 6 months straight when I was 12.
What? That is... Okay, I'll admit, that's fucked. What the hell?
I can still remember how weak my cum shot was when I jerked off for the first time. When I was 7, I discovered hentai on my brother's computer, secretly used to watch them until one day my brother caught me.
Me with my dad's porn stash.
Playboy, Penthouse, and Hustler magazines, where the father would be encouraged to buy these things, and he would have to store them somewhere, and it was all because the sons would find the porn, right? And then in the porn, the magazines, the Penthouse letters, all the really sick, sort of perverted New World Order perversions, cheating, having group sex, gay sex, all these things being, programmed.
Not gay sex. Oh, man.
Channels that they're using now, the porn is just everywhere, right? Where it used to be in your daddy's closet, now it's
well, it's in his drawer, but...
And you can see in the comment section here, all these people talking about growing up on porn, right? Kids growing up, and of course he's not a Christian. You're a Christian? Shake my head. He's no Christian. There's no fucking way he's a Christian. So anyway,
no, look at you, fucking choir boy.
Your Zio New World Order programming, the degeneracy that they're programming people into, really awful stuff. I think this guy, you should quit, you should delete your channel, and you should come back and apologize to everybody for what you're doing, but I know you won't, so fuck you.
Wait a minute, you should quit, you should delete your channel and come back and apologize to me. So, does he have to create a new channel to do so, or does he just... What?
But, yeah. Anyways, leave me your thoughts. It's pretty exhausting,
Okay, he's
just
done. He's like, leave me your thoughts. Thank you to Strobe for that re-upload, you beautiful bastard.